Okay, welcome back to stage 5. We've got a lot of stages operating today, so if you've been able to keep up, congratulations. This session, we're going to look at technology solutions, and I'm absolutely delighted to be joined by engineer Walid Gamali, who is the founder and chief executive officer of 3W Networks. Engineer Walid, well, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Richard. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. We've heard a lot today about solutions and digital data and future innovation. So I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say. But over to you for 20 minutes.
I am here to talk about the technology portfolio of Elsewedy Electric. So just Richard, I just want to confirm, can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you very well, and I can see you as well, and I can see your slides.
Wonderful. Okay. So I will move on to my next slide, and you've seen the slide before where it reflects the 5 divisions of Elsewedy. I fit into the smart infrastructure. So our technology portfolio is called smart infrastructure, and this is an important and growing sector within the group, and it has significant potential to advance Elsewedy into the digital space. Importantly, it carries the same executive importance as the other sectors, even though its revenue is smaller than the others, but it, just for now, it will grow very quickly. Once again, you have seen this slide before, but I would like to point out is that technology is not new to Elsewedy. Because in 2010, and if you look at 2010, small writing in red, 3W Networks, Elsewedy acquired 3W Networks, which is an Australian telecom and security system integrator, which I founded over 20 years ago. I moved 3W Networks headquarters from Melbourne, my hometown, to Dubai because I believe that the opportunities in this part of the world required the company's major operations to be located to its customers. And this is an important point, and I will come back to this. But there is another company in this space, and if you move your eyes to 2019, you'll see a company called Elsewedy Technology. This was established to address the growing IT requirements of the large Egyptian market. The 2 companies which form the technology portfolio are shown here. This is their brands. So 3W Networks is now a wholly owned subsidiary of Elsewedy Electric. And we have offices across the GCC and Asia Pacific. And 3W Networks is the center of excellence for OT. OT is operational technology. So we are the center of excellence of operational technology across the Elsewedy group. The second logo, left side of the screen, is Elsewedy Technology, which is a sister company of ours based in Egypt, and it is the center of excellence for information technology. Both are system integrators and both support each other for the projects. Within the smart infrastructure, 3W Networks operates in the following areas. I will touch on specific market sectors later during the presentation, but what I want to highlight in this slide is smart infrastructure covers a wide range of solutions applicable to specific domains, including government solutions and water solutions. I will now continue to refer to 3W Networks as this is the company that has presence in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. We have a registered company called 3W Networks Arabia. However, the portfolio of 3W Networks and Elsewedy Technologies is available in Saudi, is available to me in Saudi to grow the operations. I am the CEO of 3W Networks, but I'm also the acting general manager of 3W Networks Arabia, and I travel there frequently, notwithstanding the lockdown, and I will be very happy to meet you during my next trip. So what does 3W Networks do? And importantly, how can we help you? The role of a system integrator continues to change. When I first established 3W Networks in Melbourne, I would visit this part of the world and introduce a company that is capable of bringing knowledge to the region. Now, there are many homegrown companies that have such knowledge. So moving forward, our role as a system integrator is to understand your pain points. To understand your pain points and to try to bring solution to your use cases. We still bring the technology, but that's secondary. It is secondary to the understanding of your needs. Hence, we offer consulting and feed, that is front-end engineering and design to our clients. We then follow that up with detailed engineering and design. Within our technology portfolio, the right-hand side of the screen, you will see smart infrastructure, smart facilities, data center, cloud solution, and we do offer all of those technologies on an EPC basis: engineering, procurement, construction. That is, we take the full responsibility so that we can meet the agreed performance milestones and support the business afterwards. So 3W is principally an engineering company. We operate in many countries, and we are proud that our engineering, we are proud of our engineering excellence and our end-to-end solutions. So we recognize that we have to offer more of our operations in country. Richard had mentioned this earlier. And therefore, we have commenced the process of decentralizing our operations and placing engineering and implementation staff in different countries in order to offer in-country value, which also means that we're able to take advantage of the local talents. We are doing so in our larger markets, such as Abu Dhabi, Egypt, and Asia Pacific. All of our offices are ISO approved, and they cover the following certificates you can see on the right-hand side of your screen. We're able to offer local support to meet your requirements in country and therefore foster better client relationships. So in Saudi Arabia, after we established our company 3W Networks Arabia, we are now in the process of recruiting and establishing permanent presence both in Riyadh and Dammam. This is a photo, but I bring up this photo because I want to point out that this is our engineering office, which is in Dubai. But this is what we're going to establish in Saudi. It's either going to be in Riyadh or Dammam, or it's going to be a combination of both. We already have a similar facility in Abu Dhabi, Egypt, and Manila. And I love this photo because for me, it represents so much. This is a few photographs of what we do in our integration center. It is this, the pictures that you see is an integration center in Dubai. It's fully functioning. This is where we build the cabinets from scratch. We are a system integrator, software and hardware. We build it from scratch. We assemble the cabinets. We customize the cables, copper and fiber. We integrate the active equipment. We program the active equipment, and we put it in an operational state in a controlled environment. After we do that and we satisfy ourselves, we then invite our customer and their consultants to conduct the factory acceptance testing. In essence, this is our factory. This factory acceptance testing is done on the individual technologies, such as a CCTV or a DWDM networking or cybersecurity. And then we do an integrated system test for all of the technologies in the network, in the client's network, as the client would see it in their facility in the field. Now, this facility is a rather large facility, and we can have up to 400 of these large cabinets at one time. And we've had many customers from all over the world that have come to inspect and test their equipment and undergo acceptance and testing. And importantly here, I'm addressing my clients in KSA, that as part of our in-kingdom total value add commitment, 3W Networks Arabia will also have a similar facility in the kingdom for all of our Saudi projects starting in 2022. I have a couple of slides that I want to talk to you about our business sectors. So where does 3W operate? We operate in the oil and gas sector. We're very proud to claim over 140 projects with at least 25 end users. You can see the logos there. Our clients extend beyond the GCC. They're in Africa and also they're in Asia. In Saudi, we count Aramco, SABIC, Mazen, and Marafiq as our customers. The solutions that we provide to these clients are ICT, low voltage, low current systems, security surveillance, cybersecurity, a number of technologies that are important in an industrial oil.
Walid, I don't know if you can hear me. Your feed has frozen at my end, so we will give it a few moments to see if we can reconnect you. I cannot hear you at the moment. Thank you very much for what you have presented so far. Just to remind people who are watching, all of the presentations from today's broadcast will be made available to everybody who has registered to attend today. And after the broadcast is over, we will send the links to all of you so you can have the presentations and watch, have the slides and watch the presentations again. Okay, I'm getting a message now. I think we've been unable to reconnect with Walid for the moment. Now, Walid is due to join the Q&A panel with Engineer Mazen and Engineer Wael at the end of today's session. So we will bring Walid back and you can have your questions to him later. But in the meantime, we're going to move on to our next session. And our next session is our first panel discussion. And we're going to be looking at the products portfolio from Elsewedy Electric, particularly cables, cable accessories and transformers. Now, I know that we had a lot of questions on cables and transformers in our earlier session on Saudi Arabia. So hopefully this session will be able to answer a lot of those questions and more. Now, the panel discussion will be held on stage 1. So currently we are on stage 5. Now, to move to stage 1, if you go to the stages icon on the left-hand side of your screen, select the stages icon and then select stage 1 from there, and that will take you to our panel discussion on the products portfolio from Elsewedy Electric. So I'm going to leave stage 5 now and move over to stage 1, and I will see you there in just a moment. You can join me using the stages icon on the left-hand side of your screen and select stage 1. I'll see you in a moment. Thank you very much. Okay, welcome to stage 1 of the Elsewedy Electric Energy Solutions broadcast. It's our first panel discussion of today's broadcast. We're going to look at the product portfolio and we have 3 wonderful panelists with us today. So we have Engineer Mohamed Aidy, we have Engineer Mohamed Morsi, and we have Engineer Tarek. Gentlemen, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, we
I
can.
hear Engineer Mohamed. How are you, Engineer Mohamed? Sorry,
yes, we can.
Morsy,
We hear you, Will.
I'm good. How are you? This is Mahmoud.
Other
How
Engineer
are you?
Mohamed, I can hear you now. And
How are you? We are hearing you now.
Everything is great. Thanks for.
Engineer Islam is still on mute, I think. Okay. Welcome, gentlemen. I can hear 2 out of 3 of you, and hopefully Engineer Islam will be with us in just a moment. Now we have, we're talking in this session about the products portfolio. We have 20 minutes, and each of you are going to talk for about 5 minutes. I don't know if we have the slides lined up in a particular sequence. The first name on my list is Engineer Mahmoud Aidy. Engineer Mahmoud, are you first on the slide deck? Do you know?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, I will hand over to you, Engineer Mahmoud. You have 5 minutes. The floor is yours. Thank you.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. First, I would like to thank you for attending our event today. This is Mahmoud Aidy, Prescription Manager of Elsewedy Electric KSA. Today, we will share with you a small brief about some of our product portfolio, like cables, cable accessories, and transformers. One of our major section, this is a cable. One of our major section is a cable. A cable is the Elsewedy cable is one of our major section. We have been manufacturing high quality wires and cables for over 80 years. Elsewedy cables have 12 factories in Egypt and different countries, exporting to 110 countries around the world. We are a one-stop shop for each type cable, started from raw materials of cables up to extra high voltage cables. One of our success story is Elsewedy Cable KSA, which established in 2006 in Yanbu City, with area more than 104,000 meters square. Our annual production capacity can be reached to 34,000 tons per year. We have a wide product range, started from wires up to high voltage cables, using in different applications like distributions and transmission line. Actually, in distributions and transmission line, to transfer the power from generation plants to our consumers, we need a good electrical network with high quality underground cable and overhead conductors working without any fail, working for a long time without fail. Elsewedy has and can be provided this solution. We are able to fabricate high voltage cables and extra high voltage cable up to 400 kilovolt. Our cables and our overhead conductors now in service in many electrical network in the world, and we supplied more than 30,000 kilometers of high voltage and extra high voltage cable to different countries around the world. We are here in Saudi Arabia within 10 past years supplying our cables to Saudi electricity company, Aramco, and their contractor in monthly base. Our product tested and certified from independent laboratory like KEMA, and we manufacturing high voltage and medium voltage cable according to IEC standard, while the overhead conductor can be fabricated according to basic bridge standard and American Societies for Testing and Materials standard. Elsewedy has technology and equipment and perfect professional technical team to comply with any customer requirement and any special design. In the other side, this is other application, building and indoor wire, which low voltage cables can be used from substations to end users, and indoor wires and control cables and fire resistance cables can be used in indoor wire and sensitive area like airport and hospitals. Elsewedy has a great experience in this field, and we are able to fabricate special cables and different type like single core or multi-core cables, aluminium or conductors cables, and also XLPE or PVC insulation type. Our cable have quality and safety marks like Basic from KA and SASO from Saudi Arabia. We are following the international standard like IEC and bridge standard to fabricate those cable, and our factory has been passed a management system auditing, and it lead to be a certified we are certified company now in quality, environmental and safety from SGS. Currently we are doing R&D in some new scope like solar cable and oil and gas special cable, and we are in Elsewedy cable never stopped development, and we are doing our best to achieve our customer expectation and customer requirement.
Well, Engineer Mahmoud,
thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mahmoud. That was a very comprehensive presentation. We will have some time for questions at the end, but I want to bring in your colleagues now. So thank you for that. Now, next up, we have Engineer Mohamed Morsi. Welcome, Mohamed. You've got 5 minutes to deliver some comments, and then we can move on to Engineer Islam before we have a Q&A at the end. So, Engineer Mohamed Morsi.
Okay, Elsewedy Electric sees the importance of cable accessories more than 20 years and 24 years ago. In 1997, Elsewedy Group started the first manufacturing activity and the first manufacturing plant of cable accessories in Middle East and North Africa. As the first cable accessories manufacturing plant in Middle East and North Africa, we started 1997 with a joint venture with Elastomalt USA, making the first one in the area, supplying to the major markets, the major clients, and making a partnership with major clients and customers in the area. Expanded and exported our products from Egypt to 27 countries around the globe, focusing mainly, as you see in the map, on Middle East, North Africa, GCC countries, including Saudi Arabia, and even Asian countries like India, Pakistan, and others, and even with ambitious plan to reach more in Europe, North America, and maybe more on the globe in the near future. Our annual capacity reaches 500,000 kits annual production, and around 800,000 kits supplied and installed successfully in Saudi Arabia, only in Saudi Arabia during last decade. Moving to the product portfolio, our current product portfolio includes pre-molded joints and termination for medium voltage cables, 36 kV, and for high voltage cable up to 69 kV. We have also our termination type pre-molded separable elbows up to 36 kV. We are producing in-house our ferrules, our lugs and ferrules included inside our joints and termination, a complete production range of aluminum, copper, and bimetallic lugs and ferrules. The same, in our production facility, we have in-house production for all the heat shrinkable products, includes the sleeves, end caps for the cable, breakouts for the joints, for the termination, sorry, and boots, straight and angle boots for the termination as well, including also low voltage heat shrinkable cables and other products. The pre-molded technology is one of the best technologies in the world for jointing. It provides many important features, including that it's the product is completely finished and produced in house, pre-molded the 3 layers, 100% factory tested of the production, water tightness, perfect mechanical strengths and others. Our accessories division, we are offering many services to the Saudi market. As we said that we are for more than a decade, we are supplying to the Saudi for the main clients, Saudi Electricity, Aramco, Royal Commissions, and others. We have also our representative offices with our colleagues in Saudi, in Riyadh, Dammam, Jeddah, and Yanbu. We have a stock for the main running items in Yanbu. We have distributors stocking our main running items and representative in many locations in the Saudi Arabia and in the Gulf as well. We have many approvals from the main utilities in the Gulf and Saudi Arabia, and we are providing our services, have a service team available for any project, Saudi and other GCC countries, including Kuwait and Qatar. And we'll wait your questions in the other section panel. And thank you very much.
Engineer Mohamed, thank you very much for your presentation. Excellent presentation.
Welcome.
I know that there was some sort of timing delay challenges at the beginning, so well done on conquering those challenges.
Thank you very much.
Mohamed said, we will have questions and answers at the end for anyone who wants to follow up. I'm now delighted to introduce Engineer Islam Tarek for the final session, or the final section of this discussion. Engineer Islam, over to you. The floor is yours.
Hello, everyone.
I can hear you.
Welcome to our webinar. I'm Islam Tarek, Country Sales Manager for the Swedish Transformers. I will give a brief about our transformers in KSA. Elsewedy Transformers, subsidiary from Swedish Electric, is the largest transformers factory in Middle East and Africa region. We have 5 factories, one main in Egypt. We are exporting to 18 countries and more. We are planning to have a factory in KSA, inshallah, within this year and next year. Our 5 factories total capacity is 12,000 MVA. We are the largest factory in the Middle East, manufacturing power transformers up to 250 MVA to 120 kilovolt, and there is an expansion. We are supplying in KSA since 2010. We have a large installed base for dry, oil, and power transformers. Our product range for the distribution transformers for the dry and oil, starting from 50 kVA up to 15 MVA, 36 kilovolt. For the power transformer, starting from 10 MVA to 250 MVA, 220 kilovolt. And the next phase, we are working on it now, 750 MVA, 500 kilovolt. All our transformers are certified by Keynote chassis, and we are approved in SEC, Saudi Arabia. A brief about our main edge is fast delivery, competitive price, and we are also capable of special design. The dry transformer first, it's used in different applications like airport, universities, hospitals, whatever. We have the newest technology for encapsulated cast resin for medium voltage and low voltage. Up to IP44 for outdoor installation, with enclosure, without enclosure, with bus bar installation or whatever, depending on the connection. For the oil, we have the special types of the oil, transformer oil. We have earthing transformers, transformers with ester oil, with mineral oil, with silicon oil, and medium power transformers for special applications like all the water projects. They are taking special voltage from the transformers we are one of the rare suppliers who can support in this special applications, and the renewable energy, the solar, all this require the special designs with the special voltage. We are one of the rare suppliers who can do this. Also, we have our largest testing lab certified in Middle East and Africa. This lab is certified from third party, Mirla, to do all the special and type tests. Even sometimes KEMA themselves, the biggest third party, they come to test our transformers inside our lab with certification on this transformer from KEMA. We have our huge after sales team in factory and outdoor. We can make maintenance and service for all type of transformers, all brand of transformers at site, in factory, and we have our team here in KSA, in UAE, in GCC in general, and in Egypt. We have supplied, as Engineer Mazen said before, we have supplied a lot of projects with SWCC, the satellite projects, with Royal Commission in NEOM, and very special transformers and very short delivery and applications. Thank you. This is our partner, and thank you for your interest. And if you have any question, we will be happy to see it from you.
Well, Engineer Islam, thank you very much for that excellent presentation. Now, we have about 5 minutes for questions for the panel, so I do invite you all to send in your questions to the panelists. We're talking here about cables and about transformers and about cable accessories, so please feel free to send in your questions. And we have had a lot of focus on Saudi Arabia in particular, so if you have questions regarding that market. Now, we have 2 questions here, which I will read out. So I think this first one might be for Mohamed Morsy, but I might be wrong. Do you have any plans to add cable cleats and strips?
Yes. Actually, we don't have these types right now, but our technical department can be study this idea.
I'm going to go to Engineer Islam now. If I can ask you a question. When you were speaking, Engineer Islam, somebody has asked, who is your salesperson in Yanbu? I think somebody wants to contact you in Yanbu. Okay,
we will share with him our contacts. We have a sales team in Yanbu. We have in Riyadh and Jeddah and Dammam. We will share with him our contacts, and you can share also with him our contacts, and we'll support him.
Okay. And we have another question here. I think this is for you, Engineer Islam. What about design and manufacturing and supply for MDB and branched panels? I don't know what MDB and branched panels are, so I apologize.
Actually, no, we are not here as Saudi Electric Group. As we said in the beginning, Saudi Electric Group, they are manufacturing all types of electrical products, but in KSA for the time being now, it's not in the plan. Maybe in future it will be in the plan.
Regarding your question, I think my colleagues already answered about it. However, our main production range doesn't include this product, and we are planning to make a factory in Saudi Arabia. However, it will focus on the same production range we are offering now, including joint termination and heat shrinkable accessories.
Okay. Now we have a question here. I think this is for Islam. The presentation refers to the rating of transformers from 10 MVA up to 250 MVA. What about the less than rating? Is this correct or a typo?
Yes, 250 MVA, 220 kilovolt. Yes, this is correct, and we already manufactured this type of transformers, and it's already installed and type tested. As I said, we are the largest factory in the Middle East region who can manufacture up to this rating. No one here in this region can manufacture up to 250 MVA.
Okay, thank you. Clear answer. Right, so there is another question here. It has been mentioned that Elsewedy is planning to open a plant here in Saudi Arabia for cable accessories. Can we know when that is scheduled to be completed and where is it going to be located? So I think this was you, Mohamed, I think.
Yes, actually we have the plans, and it's not only plans. We already have the land in Riyadh. The factory will be in Riyadh Second Industrial Area, and we already took license, industrial license and commercial license. We are working on the plan. Maybe the corona pandemic made a little bit delay in the plans. However, we are going forward, and soon as possible during this year, maybe next year maximum. Within a couple of years, we will have the production, a complete production there, not assembly. It will be a complete production.
I think you've answered it very well. Now, we have a couple of points, people here that want to make contact with you or to talk with you about ways to cooperate with Elsewedy. For all those people who are asking for contact details, we will share the information with Elsewedy. Elsewedy has access to these questions and to people's contact email addresses. So Elsewedy will follow up with all of you for any sort of cooperation or sales leads or contact leads. So please rest assured that these questions will go to the right people. Now, Mahmoud, I'll ask you a question here. This is a general question, I think. Do you have a sales team in the UAE?
Yeah, definitely. Saudi Electric has a great and professional team for sales in UAE, in Dubai, and contacts. We can share our contacts also with them if they need.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
So for cable accessories, so again, this is Mohamed. Do you have outdoor sealing as well? If yes, is it porcelain or silicon rubber type? And what is the voltage range? So that is quite a technical question.
Yes, outdoor sealing, we have up to 69 kV porcelain we are providing in Egypt. And by the way, we have also a factory in Algeria. It's operating now, and it will be one of the products produced in Algeria. But offering to Saudi, we are not yet offering this product to Saudi. Maybe in the future, we are planning to offer also in Saudi, inshallah.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, if I can ask a question, I think to Mahmoud. So we've heard through a lot of the presentations today about the energy transformation, the move to renewables, the digitalization, smart grids, etc. How does that affect the cables market? I mean, and maybe it's also for Islam as well, the transformer side. How does this affect things? Do you need to have a much greater diversity of products to meet these different types of, this energy transformation?
Yeah, so we are currently in Sweden. We are doing R&D in a new scope for cables. Like solar cables, and we are doing our best to achieve any customer requirement or customer expectations. I don't know if I did give you a right answer or.
No, that is fine. And
Yes. We already, as I told you, we have an edge that we are manufacturing special type of transformers, which is can work with solar. We already supplied transformers for solar project in NEOM, in Saudi Arabia. Okay, and as I said, for this special transformers with special application and special request, we can manufacture it, and we are already manufacturing and supplying to KSA and out of KSA. So we are on line with this transformation of energy in KSA.
Okay, gentlemen, I'm afraid we've run out of time now. We have got a lot of questions that have come in for you, and so what I will do, we will make sure that you have access to all of the questions and to the email addresses of the people who have submitted those questions, and to the people who have submitted the questions, we will make sure that the guys are able to answer you directly. So I'm sorry that we can't do everything live because we've run out of time. But thank you to the people sending in the questions, and to the three gentlemen, Engineer Mahmoud, Engineer Islam, and Engineer Mohamed. Thank you so much for your time and your expertise.
Thank you very much.
Seeing you again soon. Thank you very much.
Thanks for the attendees as well.
So welcome to stage 2. There has been a change of plan between moving from stage 1 to stage 2. So Engineer Walid, we have you back, and I'm sorry that we lost you earlier, but I'm delighted that we have you back. So thank you for your patience. Now, this was going to be a panel Q&A, but I understand that not everybody's been able to make it back online for the panel. So we have a solo spot for you. So thank you for that. Now, it looks to me like we don't have your slides, so I will be asking you some questions. And I do invite the audience to submit questions. So for those of you who were with us earlier, Engineer Walid Gamali is the Chief Executive of 3W Networks, which is part of the Elsewedy Electric Technology Solutions. And one of the themes over the past couple of hours has been about the digital transformation of the energy sector and smart grids and smart technology. Walid, just to recap, what you said in your opening remarks that you've got a full sort of division of the company, but you're still smaller than your peers in terms of revenues at the moment. At least I took that to be what you meant. But you expected that to change. Why do you expect that to change? What is going to happen that will drive the growth in your side of the business?
So we have been in the technology space for the last 20 years, and what we have seen in the last couple of years, and moving to Industry 4.0, has been an escalation of the use of technology in every aspect of our life. That also involves the industrial space of oil and gas networks, of transport networks, of electricity grids, and the explosion of smart cities. So yes, we are a smaller part of the business, but we won't be a smaller part of the business for long. So we're going to be, a significant pillar of Elsewedy. And what I wanted to highlight was that we have the executive support. So we will expand rapidly, and we've taken some major projects already in Egypt in digitalization and transportation.
So until Richard to join us, just I want to highlight and answer some questions already we get it from our customers. Somebody asked about if we have the sales guys, our sales team in Yamba. Yes, as I have mentioned, we have sales team in all KSA, and we will leave. You can go for our site, and you can take the all contacts for our teams there. Or you can go to info@elsewedy.com. Okay, asking about any area you need somebody to have a contact. You can go through this site, and you can take the numbers and details of mails.
Thank you, Mazen. Hopefully you can hear me. I was sorry that I dropped off just now. Walid, if I can come back to you just to clarify, or not clarify, to finish off. You were talking about the growth side of the business. Where do you see the challenges? The transformation and the adoption of digital. And I'm guessing different countries, different markets are at different stages in terms of infrastructure and skills.
Well, the explosion of cloud is an example of growth. That is not going to affect just the large organizations. In fact, it will affect all organizations. There is a number of data centers that are being built in this part of the world, private data centers, and the access to the public cloud, such as Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, Alibaba Cloud. And there is a requirement for capable organization, to enable all companies, whether they are SMEs or large, to migrate to the cloud. And I see this explosion happening now. And we are right there supporting our clients to migrate them to the cloud and moving from a CapEx IT environment to an OpEx IT environment. In fact, there are some companies that don't own any infrastructure except the end users, the end devices. From an industrial perspective,
is that so? We're talking about cloud-based subscription service. That's the way forward for your clients, is it? Do you think, rather than investing in their own in-house data?
In the future, there's going to be private cloud, there's going to be public cloud, and there's going to be a hybrid in the middle. But there are very few companies that will actually hold all of their IT equipment on premises. This is just reflecting, if I would give you an example of an individual user, you are now using apps to do many, many things. And an app is wonderful because that is the interface for you as a user, whether to get your dry cleaning done, whether to call for a transport. But behind that, there's a lot of infrastructure. And that is part of digitizing our world. In an industrial space, that is also happening. There are organizations that are to try to address the question regarding digital transformation. There are organizations that have digital twins. A digital twin is a replication of a plant in a virtual environment. So that using virtual reality, you can develop and test your use cases before you apply and refine the use cases and refine the process before you apply the same thing in a hazardous environment such as a refinery.
Okay, and if I can just ask you one more question, Walid, before I come to Mazen. Over the past year, we've seen disruption of COVID, and we've heard a lot about the acceleration of the digitalization of many aspects of life and business. What has been your experience over the past 12 months? I mean, has there been an uptake in interest in advanced digital data technology?
Yes, of course, because everybody has been confined to their homes. And so that has accelerated the uptake of cloud, meaning that people talk about work.
Okay, so I think we've got connections with Walid. I'm going to come to you, Mazen, again. So you are the country sales and marketing director for Saudi Arabia, and you gave an excellent presentation earlier about the Saudi market. And I'm quite interested in some of the challenges in the market, and the one that crossed my mind, I think earlier on we talked about skills, but I'm also wondering about finance. So Saudi Arabia, along with lots of other countries, as you know, had a hit by COVID and the oil prices, and so there's a lot of pressure on finance. Have you seen projects slowing up because of finance problems, or what do you think the impact would be? How accessible is finance?
Okay. Actually, yes. Earlier in 2020, it was it's a very tough year. COVID-19 and the lockdown would happen, but we are in Sweden. We took this as an opportunity to restructure our internal house and to go through the organization to change our strategy to see what is the chance to grow. Yes, for the project, it was slowed down a little bit, but there is some projects continue moving. Other segments like power, like SEC, moved on, and we try to be there. We are looking now for the 2021. 2020 was in the past. Now we are looking for 2021. We have a lot of plans, a lot of ambition strategies to go through it, and we are. Thanks God, this year, just it's a news. It's too much confidential, but we won already very big project for transformer section, and it's with a huge entity here with end user. We are looking for the same for other products. So I see now 2020 we use it, we take the chance. Now we're looking for 2021.
Okay. One thing I find interesting in the energy sector, a lot of our focus is on
looking for the same.
I can see that engineer Wael has joined us. Hi, Wael. Great to have you. Mazen, a lot of the focus is on being energy efficient, reducing consumption, and getting people to manage, using data to manage consumption better. Isn't that bad news for the energy sector? I mean, if we're going to reduce energy demand, if we do, how did we prepare for that aspect of the changing demand?
I will answer part of this question, and I will leave it to the specialist for this, engineer Wael, to continue on the same, because it's his baby. But in terms of product and in terms of no, there is also a potential. Now, if you are in one big company like Elsewedy, okay, so you need to adapt yourself to go on the future and to see what is the future need and requirements and to adapt. And exactly that what I have mentioned. My colleague engineer Mahmoud mentioned, yes, we have now many products to serve new renewable energy and new trend in the market under R&D, and we are going to produce it soon. And for the other part, I will leave it to engineer Walid to answer you for the project type.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you. Engineer Wael, can you hear me?
Yes, I do.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for making it back for the panel. And we ran out of time with you earlier, so we've got some questions for you from your session earlier. I have one question here, which was in your opening comments, you talked about increasing your portfolio, or the renewables element of your portfolio. Can you give me a little bit more detail on that? Are you talking about as an EP contractor doing more renewables projects, or are you talking about as an investor having equity in more renewables? And are you talking about solar or across the board?
So basically I talk about all of this. So we have two separate divisions, one of them, but they are internally coordinated, let's say. So one division is focusing on delivering renewable projects. The second one is focusing on investing as equity shareholder and developer in renewable projects. Definitely, we keep close eye on the projects in Saudi Arabia. The kingdom used to be the driver of the region in new initiatives, and we have seen that His Excellency His Royal Highness, or the Royal Prince, pushed forward in Saudi Arabia. It's a marvelous plan. So it contains everything, and we believe that we have created an advantage there. We have seen recently the major players in those sectors in Saudi Arabia, mainly the Chinese and the Indian EPC contractors. We cannot say, frankly speaking, that we will be very aggressively competing in prices with some of those contractors. But what I can confirm that having this European way of doing our work and being Arab as well, so we cross the language as the quality gap in delivering.
Okay, I think we should. Well, can you repeat that last sentence? You just
I was saying that there is always this culture and language barrier that fortunately we don't have this working in Saudi Arabia, as well as the quality gap that is associated usually with some of the EPC contractors that are currently taking big part of this market. what we focus in is delivering quality of projects of quality and know-how with value add. Not being the cheapest EPC in the market, where actually we are almost in many cases we can compete in prices very strongly. But what we focus on is being competitive in terms of prices, yet we cross other gaps that other EPC contractors cannot.
And can I ask, do you see the demands of your clients changing? In the past, traditionally, a client wants the contractor to take the risk for the lowest price possible. But nowadays, we hear about zero carbon, we hear about smart technology. Are client demands changing? And you talk now about, it's not about price, it's about quality. Is the market changing?
Yes, the market changes definitely on renewable. We have seen this in so many places. Yet, frankly speaking, we look at this from two different angles. We see governments that encourage investment in renewable as part of their energy transition. And for this, they give incentives. And we, frankly speaking, we enjoy those incentives in many locations. And in Saudi Arabia also, they have a very good plan of energy transition, includes incentives for developers and investors. Yet, once you take the seat of the developer, then you look at the lowest price for the EPC. So let's say the niche market of development that we enjoy at one end as developer is compensated by a very tight and very strict market when it comes to EPC. That's why probably this answers the start of your statement, that where do we position ourselves? And this is, frankly speaking, why we put ourselves on both ends of the table in order to leverage on this.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Now, Mazen, with a question here, is there a division for operations and maintenance of power plants at Elsewedy?
Today, no. Today, no. Just we have a service for transformers for the time being. But in the future, yes, we have it. But you speak about maintenance for our product or something else.
I think this is the question is asking about operating and maintaining the plant, the whole plant.
Okay, maintaining today in Saudi Arabia, no, but we can bring our expert guys from our corporate company from Egypt. But in Saudi Arabia, no, we don't have.
Okay. Let me also comment on this. The Mazen is managing an organization that focuses on serving certain product portfolio and service portfolio in Saudi Arabia. But nevertheless, on the corporate level, we have larger portfolio that is always made available to support country operations. So I would answer your question in a different way. I would say, yes, we do have this division and we can deliver this service. Whenever we have this opportunity, definitely corporate will provide full support to Saudi Arabia team providing this to our customers.
Fantastic. Well, gentlemen, I'm afraid we've come to the end of our time. So I've still got lots more questions, and hopefully we can follow up at a later date with more questions. Thank you very much for your time, and thank you to all of the attendees who've sent their questions. All of the slides and all of the videos, as well as questions, will be circulated to people. You can download the presentations and you can see the presentations. And where we have not had time to answer people's questions, we will circulate the questions to the Elsewedy team and they can respond directly to you. So that brings us to the end of the session. Thank you very much, Wael and Mazen, for your time just now, and thank you to everybody else who has been with us today. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you all next time. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. See you. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.